Good morning one and all. Now in today's class we'll be studying about the next type of production system, that is intermittent production system. Now already in previous classes we have discussed about what continuous production system and mass production. Now this is the third type of production system, that is intermittent production system. Now you understand the meaning of this term, what do you mean by intermittent? Okay, now it involves manufacturing for storage purpose, and manufacturing activities take place only to need an order of product. Now in this intermittent production system you need to remember that the manufacturing process which is there, it is used for the storage purpose, and the flow of raw material, it is not continuous. Now when we compare the continuous production system and this type of production system, what had happened in continuous production system? Whatever the raw materials which were used or whichever the facilities which were used for manufacturing purpose, it was a continuous flow. Okay, continuous means what? It was a never ending process. But in this case the flow of raw material is not continuous, and the production facilities which are there, these are flexible, means which are the facilities available for manufacturing purpose. Okay, like in case of manufacturing the products which are there, okay, what kind of facilities which are they are using? It is flexible. Flexible means what? Some kind of changes may be used. It need not be that whatever facilities they are using for the manufacturing purpose, it will be the same only. Okay, at times some kind of changes also can take place. In this only you need to remember, that is intermittent production system, that whatever the facilities which are used for manufacturing, it is used for the storage purpose. And also you need to remember the flow of raw material which is there, it is not in a continuous flow. Okay, and the production facilities which are used, these are flexible, means some kind of changes can be used in the production facilities. Now based on this we'll be studying about the advantages and disadvantages. Advantages, the first point is variety at low cost. Variety at low cost means what? The small volume of products which have been produced, okay, but the cost which is incurred here, it is low or it is less. Okay, now you need to remember, what do you mean by variety at low cost? Variety means what? Variety of products. Okay, variety of products means different kind of products are being produced. But when different variety of products have been manufactured, here the question arises that what is the price or what is the cost being incurred for that? The cost which has been incurred, it is less, or the cost which has been incurred, it is low. Then next one is high capacity utilization. Now what do you mean by high capacity utilization? Now here how much capacity that particular, means whatever the machine or whichever the equipment is using. Okay, like there can be high capacity also or low capacity utilization. Okay, like simple example we have seen that, now imagine that the Xerox machines which are there, okay, how much capacity it has been having? No, that many number of whatever the papers which are there, clear printouts you can get, but later on you can see that the printing quality which is there, no, it keeps on declining. Why? Because starting the capacity utilization was more, it could produce the good quality of whatever the prints which were there, okay, and the ink quality also was good. But later on what happened, as the means many number of papers you need to take the printout, so you need to take the Xerox which is there, okay, that time what happened, it quality kept on declining. So that is what high capacity utilization. Now in this intermittent production system which is there, the capacity utilization, it is more. Okay, means they can try to make use of more utilization. The next one is staff advantage. Now what do you mean by staff advantage? Now here whatever work is been given to the workers or whatever the responsibility has been allocated to the workers, it is not same, it is different. Okay, Like usually you can see that in the organization, okay, like many levels of management are there. It can be the top level, middle level or lower level management. Now when you compare all the three levels of management, that time what happens, okay, everyone will be allocated with different tasks, or everyone will be given allocated with different responsibility. Means what work is been allocated to one individual, okay, the different person or the different individual, he can be the employee or worker or whatever position he's been handling in that organization, he will be allocated with that responsibility. So here you can see that in this type of system, staff advantage, here the work which is been allocated to the workers, it is different, it is not the same. Now you go in any kind of the department or any kind of the organization, that time you can see that, okay, different kind of work will be allocated to the different employees. It is not that what work is been given to one individual, the other individual also will be given the same work. It is not like that. Depending upon what kind of responsibility has been there, or depending upon what kind of work is there, okay, that work or responsibility will be allocated to each and every individual. Now here what happens, when the work allocation is been different, it is not been same, here they have given that responsibility will be increased. Now what do you mean by responsibility will be increased? Because what happens, now some task is been given to the worker, so he is with the intention that I want to complete that particular task, or the worker thinks that I want to complete that particular responsibility in that much duration of time period. So what he will be doing that, okay, in that intention he means he starts working hard in order to complete that particular work. So now when we relate this to the production system, okay, now here normally you can see that how the product is being manufactured. Like you already know that starting of the classes we have discussed that, okay, three processes are there. That is what? Process 1, process 2 and process 3. What had happened in process 1? There was collection of all the raw material. Then process 2, what was there? Okay, work in progress, means how the production of that particular product was been done. And last one was what? Process 3. Okay, there you had seen that what? Okay, converting the raw materials into the finished products. Finished products means the final product which you get. Okay, so what I want to tell you here is the staff advantage. Okay, whatever work is been allocated to different employees or different workers, they need to fulfill their work or they need to fulfill their responsibility. Okay, now these are the certain advantages. Now apart from the advantages, we also need to study about the limitations or the disadvantages which are there of this particular system. Now in that first one is what? More costly for high volume. Now what do you mean by that? This is related to the machines which are there. Okay, now the machines which are there, these are less expensive. Okay, and they produce what? Inferior quality of products. Now usually what happens that, okay, whichever machines you purchase, you need to check whether the quality of that machine, it is inferior or superior. What do you mean by inferior or superior? Inferior means of a low quality, means not the quality of that particular product is not that much good. And superior means of a higher quality. So here the machines which are there, these are less expensive, so more costly for high volume. Then the second one is complex operation planning and control. Now here you need to understand about the term planning and control. Now usually what happens, if you want to plan any kind of the activity or if you want to plan any kind of the task being allocated to the workers, there what happens, it is a complex process. Complex process means what? It becomes very difficult for planning. Okay, means proper planning has to be done. Okay, whatever the plans are to be set, and accordingly proper controlling also need to be done. Because what happens, if no proper planning is been done, that whatever task has been there or whatever plans are there, they cannot be implemented properly, and there is no effective control also. Then large in process inventory. Okay, now this also becomes one disadvantage because it is larger inventory process. Now this is all about the intermittent production system. Now in this only you need to remember that, okay, whatever it is used for the manufacturing process for the storage purpose, and the flow of raw material which is there, it is not continuous, means it is not in a continuous flow. And the production facilities which are there, means which kind of the facilities are used for the production or manufacturing purpose, these are flexible. It cannot remain the same because some kind of the changes also can be done. Then there were certain advantages and disadvantages, means variety at low cost. Whatever the large volume which is there, okay, means variety of products have been produced, but here you need to remember that whatever the cost incurred for that, okay, it is produced at a lower cost. And high capacity utilization, means here how much capacity can that particular equipment or does that particular machine can use. Because what happens, okay, few machines will be having the less capacity utilization, means how much they can try to give the output, okay, or how much they can be able to give the result, that much capacity they can use. Whereas some other equipments or some other machines which are there, these can produce, means large quantity of whatever the products which are there, or high capacity can be used. Then staff advantage. Here the workers who are there, they will be allocated with a different task, okay, or different work or responsibility will be given to the workers. So that time what happens, okay, the responsibility will be increased. Everyone will not be given the same task, okay, or allocation of the same similar kind of work will not be given. Now for example only you can see that, now if you want to manufacture one product, okay, that time what happens, 3 process will be there, that is process 1, process 2 and process 3. So in process 1 you keep like 5 workers, okay, then process 2 you allocate some 10 workers, and process 3 allocate some 10 to 15 workers and all, okay. So here what happens, everyone will be allocated with a different task. So which workers are working in the process 1, okay, they will be handling with the collection of raw material. Then the process 2 workers who are there, okay, they will be handling with how to manufacture that particular product and all. And the last stage which was there, process 3, there the workers will be handling with proper packaging, okay, or giving the labeling, brand name and all that. So that everything will be done. Then disadvantages were there, more costly for high volume, means whichever the machines have been purchased, okay. Now these machines which are there, whether their inferior quality products will be produced or superior quality product. Then complex operation planning and control, means there should be proper planning and control, means here the production manager has to set a proper plan, okay, accordingly whatever plan is been set, according to that plan only it should be executed, or according to whatever plan is been set, it should be put into action, and proper controlling should be done. Then large in process inventory. So these were the types of production system. The third type which was there, that is intermittent production system.